point three of how to raise this offense and get it going pretty quickly. Touch guys, and it seems like we talk about this quite a bit. Who do you see there?
Well, it starts with this. It starts with, so you're going to see an under route by Corley here. And Corley's going to be the guy, the arrow there. He's going to come from left to right. He's going to catch the ball in space on an under route. You also saw him on a lot of fly sweeps. He has tremendous ability in space. You're going to see him here release across the line of scrimmage and just get on an under route. Not a great, it doesn't have to be a great route. He's a touch guy. All right. Then you have Samson. Samson can be a Zay Flowers type guy. Catches the ball well out of the backfield. Really good, had really impactful plays when Shedeur became the quarterback. He's really good on this Texas or angle route, they call it, getting to the middle of the field against the backer. He's a guy that can put in the slot, run some slot routes, and he's a talented guy. And he's a guy that has to continuously be able to get touches in different ways because he's undersized. So he can't be a guy that you just line up and hand the ball to. He's got to be a guy you get where I think Monken's really creative, and I think Samson will be a guy who really flourishes.
When you look at the receiving core, I keep saying I want a guy that can catch the 50-50 balls. Do you see that guy on this roster? Is there a guy that competes for the ball at the point of catch on this roster right now?
Well, you see right here, you're going to see Jerry Jeudy go get the ball. Now, Jerry Jeudy, I think, can be a great number 2 receiver, but the thing about Jerry Jeudy, fits the mold of a lot of these guys in the NFL, where if you get him early touches, he's very, very competitive, and he's very, very much a team guy. If not, he goes to sleep and he goes away. And he's not uncommon doing that. A lot of these NFL receivers do it. So I think Jerry Jeudy can be a guy. Now, if you want a guy in space, I think it's Mai Lemon from USC. If you want a guy over the top, I think it's Carnell Tate from Ohio State. Once again, it's the 50-50 guys. The guys you're talking about physically should be Cedric Tillman, but he's the guy who hasn't done it yet. And maybe Monken's a guy that can kind of get the most out of Ced Tillman because physically, Ced has all the tools you'd want as a 50-50 ball guy. Go get the ball vertically.
Is that what you think? They need something that is reliable and depend. That's, I guess, the thing that when I look at the receiving core, there isn't a guy that, okay, we need 4 yards. Let's get the ball to him at 4 yards. He's going to run the route, and if we put it there, he's going to catch it.
Well, I think the best guy for me, obviously, Tyson is really good out of Arizona State. He's had some injury issues. But the guy who is the best in space to me, works the middle of the field, is just a touch guy, can play inside or outside of his touch guy, is Mai Lemon, the kid out of USC. He's ultra talented. He's only 5'11", but he is a guy who is just a great football player. He's electric in space. And for me, as much as I think Carnell Tate might be the best overall receiver, I don't know if the Browns are there yet, and he's kind of the final piece to a great offense. This is not a great offense. This offense needs playmakers, and though Carnell Tate would not be a bad pick by any means, I just like Carnell. I just like Mai Lemon because he gets you those easy touches. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to get the ball to you. Then you go make a play. Where if it's a 50-50 ball, you still have to throw the ball vertically successful. So Mai Lemon is my number 1 guy. I think he's outstanding. Him and Tate and Tyson are the top 3 guys on my board, but on most boards as well.
Yeah, Lemon's a guy that I like, and again, I don't sit down and watch. In watching USC games, he was a guy that I said, man, that's a guy I would like the Browns to go and get.
Well, yeah, they have a guy like that. There's a guy like Branch, the kid out of Georgia, they can get on second, third day. There is KC Concepcion, kid out of Texas A&M, probably on the second day. These are all the guys I really like at receiver. Are the guys who are slot guys who just make things easy. Now, once in a while, you get a guy who can play everywhere, the Jamar Chases, but realistically, there's outside guys and slot guys, and I just think the inside guys, I think Jerry Jeudy can play outside, and I really think Tillman can do it with new voices in the building. He's just too physically gifted, and then if he can't, then they got to go address that, but they need a guy that's not a receiver, he's not a running back, he's simply a guy you get the ball in space to. Samson, they have some guys on the roster that can be used better. And then going to get a guy like Mai Lemon will make this offense better right away.
Yeah, the thing that impressed me about Lemon, he's not a big guy. He's about like 5'11", maybe $190, 200. He wins the 50-50 balls, and you look at it and you're like, how is he doing that? He's just one of those guys that ends up playing bigger than he is.
Yeah, he has great spatial awareness. He has great ball skills, so he understands when the ball's in the air. It's kind of like getting a rebound. It's not always the guy who jumps highest, it's the guy who jumps first. And he does a great job of understanding where he is at on the field. He understands body control, spatial awareness. His catch radius is of that of a bigger, much bigger receiver. But again, his timing is impeccable when the ball is in the air. He does not give away his routes. He does not sink his hips when he's running a route. He does not give any tells. He's a guy that can play inside and outside. I just think he's an extreme talent. Him, Tate, and Tyson are all going to be great pros. But I really think for what the Browns want to do, I think the quarterbacks they have work the middle of the field very well, and that's where Mai Lemon thrives, in the middle of the field at about 10 to 12 to about 20 yards. He's outstanding.